Hello everyone, we're back again with another critique video. Today on the channel we have Edward A. Goeke. So Edward here is someone that makes a lot of carnivore content, so you already know the level of intelligence that this person has, okay? Do you think that human beings are supposed to be eating primarily meat? Because as much as you may want to say that, oh, evolution says so, stable nitrogen and carbon isotope analyses say so, if you're one of these carnivore idiots online, that is by definition an appeal to tradition fallacy, okay? We also died from multiple diseases all the time. We also had massive infant mortality rates. So if you want to emulate that too, then go right ahead. But anyway, this person is 20 years old as well, so nothing more than a high school diploma as well. And you may think, oh, that's an appeal to authority fallacy. Yeah, as much as it is a fallacy to appeal to authority, you cannot deny that in order to have authority, you have to be vetted by multiple people, multiple different people, not just yourself. It's just self-aggrandizing in this situation. But anyway, there's a video that he reacted to. He does a lot of critique videos on health experts in the field, frankly, that actually do know what they're talking about. And this one, for example, he did one on Abby Sharp, dietitian, so already has more credentials than this idiot online has. Frankly, the reason I'm so angry is because he is so offensive, so just gratuitously offensive to all of the people that he criticizes. Okay, forgetting to understand that the people he criticizes are going to be bitter social media influencers as well, because that's what gets clicks. But he acts like that's just who they are as people. So anyway, sugar doesn't cause diabetes, Abby Sharp. And we obviously know that sugar doesn't cause diabetes, so let's see if he gets any of that right. Of course, he doesn't, because he's mocking it in the title. So sorry for ranting already. I'm just getting amped up because this person is very aggressive, and so now I also have to be very aggressive in response. So anyway, we're just gonna jump right into this, see what he has to say, and put him right where he's wrong, frankly, which I guarantee will be throughout this entire 54 minutes and 35 seconds of content. So if you guys can last that long, I probably won't. So anyway, we're gonna get started here. Hello everyone, we're back again with another critique video. Today on the channel we have Abby Sharp, dietitian, Abby Sharp. I've done it right. So why did you say it in a cynical fashion? As if that takes away from her credibility. Because frankly, Sunshine, it's better than you. She has more credentials than you do. She's been talking about this for a lot longer than you have, okay? You were probably someone that fell asleep in classrooms all the time. In fact, isn't that part of your story? Doesn't your story that you talk about in your interviews all the time open up with, oh, I fell asleep in my chemistry classroom? Seriously. On her before, however, it is a tier 3 Patreon exclusive actually, because it is such an antiquated video. So if you want to get some very exclusive content, go ahead and subscribe over on— Yeah, I don't want to. Why would anyone want to see more of you? Genuine question. You are an offensive moron. On that platform linked below in the description. The video— Right, so basically just line your pockets. Unfortunately, the amount of ignorance that he can prey on is exorbitant. He probably does get subscriptions from people, and I feel sorry for all of them. Question today is the truth about what sugar does to the body. Weight gain, hormones, diabetes, oh my. So we're gonna go ahead and jump directly into this. We know that Abby Sharp doesn't understand a lick about sugar at all. Right, no, so projection. So projection right there, okay? The fact that our body produces it in such a large quantity tells you the significance of sugar in our physiology. Eddie, if you didn't have sugar pulsing through your veins, or at least your arteries, okay, your muscles would not fire, and you would die. And you wouldn't be able to make this video, and you wouldn't have been able to upload it. So you should probably be a little more nice to sugar, so to speak. It's ridiculous. In general, actually, okay? Dietitians don't know anything about nutrition. Right, so what a really convenient way of casting aspersions and aggrandizing yourself as a high school graduate in order to garner a following and to line your pockets. What a great and efficient way of doing that. And that is a great marketing tactic, isn't it? Telling people that every single authority figure is wrong about everything. Good, yeah, there you go. Because then, no matter how little qualifications that you have, well, it works, doesn't it? You're the purveyor of truth in people's eyes. You're the voice of reason. Absolutely ridiculous. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, and the reaction hasn't even started yet. Can't wait for that one. Person you should be taking nutrition advice from is actually Abby Sharp, dietitians. Now, so once again, convenient, isn't it? Great. So let's actually just get into what you know, or rather what you don't know, patently. So that is nutritionists. The irony is not lost, but it is correct. Anyway, so once again, there, I've covered it, haven't I? Of course, like I just said, please subscribe to the Patreon, and if you haven't already— So line your pockets. Just get to the video, Eddie. There's no need for this. Just a 1 week early uploads, ad-free content, uncensored content, and 1 extra video per week, as well as, of course, if you subscribe to tier 3, all of the exclusive uploads, the antiquated videos of mine, and also buy my book, Contraindicated. Just the pretentious language. Antiquated. Just call them old videos, Eddie. So again, just a way of trying to aggrandize yourself in the perception of ignorant people.
Have not already.
And he has a book out, by the way. And frankly, I have it, and I read it just to see what this person has to say, Edward A. Goeke, and I'm not impressed. Frankly, it wouldn't surprise me if he used ChatGPT to write the whole thing, because that's what people do nowadays, isn't it? Great, you have a sob story, and you have a story behind you, and that makes you more sophisticated and enticing to people, but not me, and not to the other sensible people watching my video right now.
Like I said, now let's jump directly into this video. Can't wait.
It's been called toxic, a silent killer, and straight up poison.
Yeah, which is inane on its face. A poison. You want to talk about being dramatic, okay? A poison is arsenic. Cyanide, okay? Those are poisons. Those will kill you in vastly small concentrations as well, okay? Sugar, no matter what form it is, can actually be utilized by the body for, I don't know, ATP production, glycogen resynthesis. This person wants to say that he knows everything about biochemistry. Guess what, sunshine? I know biochemistry too. So let's get into it.
It is, in fact, actually, whether you like that or not.
Okay, so once again, just exemplifying your ignorance. So here we go. Now we're actually getting to the meat and potatoes of everything here. We're already just way off of the reservation here. The reservation of truth. That is silly, Eddie.
We'll get into it, of course.
Has consistently, and in many cases exclusively, been blamed for the obesity epidemic along.
Well, it shouldn't be excluded.
So it shouldn't be considered the cause of the obesity epidemic, okay? Not at all. The cause of the obesity epidemic is eating an improper diet, obviously, but this person here believes that it's carnivore. Are you kidding me? No matter what the you eat, if you eat enough of it, you will get fat. It's all about calories in, calories out. And before this idiot here talks about, oh, you can't consume a calorie. No shit, Sherlock. It's a model. It's not supposed to be taken literally, okay? It's supposed to reflect the amount you eat versus the amount that you excrete or utilize. This is stupid. I really don't know if I can get through this. The anger in my stomach when I watch this dumb ass, it's unbearable. It is actually insufferable.
We blamed, but okay.
Rising rates of deadly chronic disease.
Yes, appropriately so, in fact.
No, not appropriately so. Not at all. Okay? Glucose is a macronutrient. Your body produces it on its own. Okay? It even produces it after you've consumed a bunch of sugar. The liver still produces a bunch. If it were really that harmful, wouldn't the liver shut it off? Let's just shut off the whole production of... No. Okay? Diabetes, which is what this video is about, is caused by insulin resistance, Eddie. And that needs to be treated. Metformin does it very effectively. But of course, you shit on metformin for stupid reasons. This is anti-scientific. Go to school.
Is sugar actually the one to blame?
No, it's not. And Abby knows that because she's actually intelligent. Eddie, before you open your stupid mouth again, let me iterate that sugar is not a poison. It's a nutrient. And also, insulin resistance is the cause of diabetes. And by the way, what's involved in insulin resistance? RE, the Randall cycle? Fat. So you eat a lot of fat and you eat a lot of glucose, you're going to get insulin resistance down the road. Especially if you fill up your fat cells enough, because they have a maximum hypertrophy. So again, once again, I actually know biochemistry and he doesn't. He doesn't know the practical application of it, at least.
It's one of them. Yes. It's one of them.
No, it's not. And we covered it, didn't we? We already covered it.
Salient ones, in fact. Yes.
Oh, salient. Ooh. Let me just bring out my thesaurus here and just start bragging about all the words that I know. Genuinely, do people seriously think that pretentiousness is synonymous with intelligence or is commensurate with intelligence? Because it's not. This is stupid. It just goes to show that if you can say a bunch of big words, you can mislead so many people, even if you're saying the stupidest things and being led to the stupidest conclusions.
Surprise you.
It won't surprise me. She said the answer might surprise you. It won't surprise me because I actually know what I'm talking about. Again, with the pretentiousness, you're drinking coffee. Oh, I'm sorry, is that coffee? Because guess what? That's not carnivore, is it? So he's also a hypocrite. Goodness me.
Very quickly, a thank you to my colleague Eric Williamson, PhD and RD from...
So there you go. So she also worked with a PhD. So she was humble enough to actually work with someone else that gave her information about the topic. Did Eddie do that at all? Probably not. He's a keyboard warrior that sits behind a screen and thinks himself competent because he found a course online. Seriously, really? I'm saying it out loud, you realize how stupid that sounds.
Fitness and nutrition.
Oh, I better shut the up then.
Yes, you should have stopped your video. Yes, shut the up. You do not get to make a video like this like you know what the hell you're talking about when you call sugar a drug. Literally in his book he calls sugar a drug. Are you kidding me? Yes, a drug. Yeah, That's why, I don't know, the Asian nations and Japan as a whole eats largely purple sweet potatoes and arguably hundreds of grams of carbs a day, and they live longer than the people in the United States. Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, great stuff. That's why every single athlete has glucose gels on them. What causes muscle fatigue during an exercise? Oh, the lowering of blood glucose. Almost like blood glucose is really important. Wow.
Because PhD right there. And RD. I didn't cover that.
Yes, exactly. Better than you've ever gotten and ever will get, by the way.
Getting did I? Goodness. Thanks. Thanks, Eric, for the propaganda we're going to hear in this video.
So, projection.
Nutrition coaching company that specializes in fitness and weight management.
Oh, they specialize in it.
Yeah, they do. What do you specialize in? Yelling at people? Insulting people? Seriously, you wrote a book. Fantastic. Anybody can write a book. It doesn't mean you're right, okay? It's an opinion piece written by a author. A stupid one at that, in this case. You're 20 years old. Sit the down.
Sharing some links to their website and content if you're looking for personalized support.
And more importantly, shut the up.
Nutrition journey that I can endorse. Also, before we get into this video,
why would we ever want that?
Because some people are actually struggling out in the real world and they trust an expert in the field and not some kid that has nothing more than a high school diploma to give them adequate advice. This guy's gonna ruin your health if you listen to him. Thankfully, you guys are watching my video, and so you understand to stay away from people like this. And just the complacency, just the arrogance, the hubris exuding from this person. Seriously. I haven't seen anything like it.
Why would anyone want that?
important controversial.
Well, covered that, didn't I?
A quick note from today's sponsor. Let me
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so Google.
Everyone has a sponsor, Eddie. Yours is at the bottom of the f***ing screen. Even though that's not a sponsor, he just promotes it, but still, same concept. You get paid to shill. That's what you do. I thought carnivore was replete with the supplements, all the vitamins and minerals that you need. Oh, but of course, you just say those words and then you promote a supplement. Do you not see the cognitive dissonance? Anyway, okay, let's continue here.
Is bad, and you will get millions of listicles and blogs about how sugar and sugar alone is basically making you fat, old, or die young.
And that's actually the point that we need to discuss there. Sugar alone. They always act like it's sugar alone as well. Okay, everyone can overdo anything. You can overdo water. You can overconsume meat, which is really consuming anything more than like an ounce a day. Okay, you want to quick fast track yourself to heart disease. Eat the amount of meat that you've been eating, Eddie. Seriously, you're gonna yourself, okay? But yeah, sugar alone, that should tell you immediately that these people are these people are absolutely ridiculous. Why? Because the world cannot be simplified to one factor like that. It's a multifaceted issue. Everything is a multifaceted issue. It's not just sugar. Are you kidding me? And to also say it's the primary thing? Like, at least you could make an argument for vegetable oils, which is still just vastly inflated. What a ridiculous notion. Oh yeah, isolating the fat, the natural fat from plants is killing us. Yeah, okay. But even putting that aside, you can at least make an argument with that because it's not as ubiquitous in our bodies, or it's not universally utilized in our bodies as much as glucose is. But seriously, glucose is a macronutrient that your body has, by the way, multiple ways of producing, not just the liver, but the kidneys, the small intestine, and even the brain, okay? If you actually had more glucose going through your brain, you'd actually be more intelligent and you'd be making more judicious claims, not ones like this.
Glucose is the primary reason we're all fat and sick.
Are you out of your mind?
It pretty much is, actually, if you know the physiology behind...
Oh, so we're going to be talking about knowing physiology when you don't even have any degree whatsoever in anything that he talks about. Muscle energetics? Give me a break. Biochemistry? Oh, I know so much about biochemistry because I said so.
In terms of how it reacts with the body. If you knew anything about metabolism...
Oh, what a projection. If you knew anything about metabolism. Eddie, you also don't even need to know biochemistry to understand that sugar is not the primary culprit when it comes to obesity. She might not be an expert in biochemistry, but she knows how to interpret associations. Everyone has access to the internet. We all have access to PubMed.
About biochemistry. You understand why, actually. But no, it should not be exclusively blamed, but it is one of the most salient things.
Oh, then why do you basically exclusively blame it on your channel, Eddie? It should not be one of the primary things that you attack, at the very least. Are you serious? It's calories in, calories out. We all know this. All disease is traced to either inherent genetic problems or eating too much of anything. We know this. It's a fact. You don't get fat by eating nothing. You get fat by eating a lot. There you go. There's your diagnosis. Is this really what my channel has come to? Just sitting here saying calories in, calories out? Do people not understand this? It is physics.
Factors. But also, if you Google sugar is good for you, you'll also find just as many articles. So it's...
So what? Yes, people all have skin in the game. They all have their ideologies. It doesn't mean that all of them are right. One of them is right and one of them is wrong. You happen to be the one that is wrong. Your crowd, your stupid crowd with Bart K, the fake professor who taught you everything that you know, which is nothing because he doesn't understand anything. He doesn't understand science. He doesn't understand anything that he says that he's an expert in. If he was so confident in his knowledge, then why doesn't he show his degrees? He wants to talk about how he has degrees and he never shows them. Ever. Why do you think that is? Goodness me. Fake scientist, fake professor. Doesn't understand statistics and is pedantic as to put it lightly. All right, you're not voracious enough to be talking about this topic because you were taught by a fake professor. Okay? Hate to break it to you.
His claims are grounded in some evidence, but they generally
Yeah, so it's grounded in some evidence because sugar is something that you can consume, and over-consuming literally anything will cause problems. So, anyway.
Oh, what evidence truly is if it slapped you.
Oh my god. You see how slow he's talking? Again, it's the brain fog. Okay, I wouldn't trust him to drive my car.
The chin, and we've seen that on multiple occasions.
What we've seen, Eddie, is you making a fool of yourself every single time you make a video by pretending like you know biochemistry and then simultaneously saying sugar is bad for you when
The primary thing taught in biochemistry is how glucose is utilized in the body and how important it is for ATP production. You also do realize that a cell can more efficiently use glucose than fatty acids. It is faster to use them. Why do you think your muscles depend on glucose?
Abby?
but they've generally been sensationalized and oversimplified to the point of having no real meaning at all.
Yes, absolute fact. And that is influencer culture. That is social media in a nutshell. You just inundate yourself with all this misinformation to the point of believing it's true.
It's all about oversimplification, Abby.
The lethargy that is just exuding from him. Seriously? Like, people listen to this guy? I'm listening to him because I need to rebut him and put him in his place. You really need to shut down your channel, frankly. This is offensive as f***. You don't know what you're talking about. You're 20 years old. Get a f***ing life. You sit in front of a camera and yell at people. That is your profession. Why don't you do something beneficial for the world? Go into medicine, okay? Because if you did, then you'd probably realize how embarrassing this content is.
Let me give you the hard truths and the specifics
I
of
don't think Eddie can handle that, but go ahead.
how much you can eat to minimize your risk.
I don't think anybody except me is going to give any hard truths at all. But please.
So, no, false, but okay. You're not going to give any truth at all. And that's the thing. The biggest liars will always mask their lies as the truth, and they'll mask the truth as lies.
Please, make an attempt.
Make myself a little sweet treat. Fear number
As she should, because if she just remains below her caloric needs and she's in a caloric deficit, then nothing will happen. Okay? We know this.
We know where her stance is, if we did not.
Yes, we do know. And we know where yours is too. Okay? It might be why you're
talking like this.
Fear number one, sugar causes a dangerous spike in blood sugar and
It's just absolute nonsense. Okay, to say dangerous when you spike your blood sugar. Are you serious? Here's the thing. If spiking your blood sugar was so dangerous, why is it that if you spike your blood sugar and it comes right back down, and you do that 3 times a day, every single day, for years on end, if people go to the doctor and they get their HbA1c measured, it can still remain normal. Why is that the case? Isn't it supposed to be at a diabetic level? This is silly. This is ridiculous. And also, in blood sugar and insulin. Yeah, you'll have a spike in insulin. That's indicated. You do realize how important anabolism is in the body, Eddie, right? Because I know exactly what you're going to say. I know exactly what you're going to say. I know you quite well. I know you more than anyone else knows you, actually. I know exactly what you're going to say. Oh, that's a problem. You shouldn't spike your insulin. According to who? On the basis of what? According to you, Mr. High School graduate? On the basis of pseudo science that you've learned with your computer and nothing else? Give me a break, okay? Oh yeah, insulin's gonna be, it's the fat storage hormone. Yeah, but what if you just don't eat enough food to stimulate enough fat to be stored? You don't give yourself enough fat to store. Then what? Wow, seriously, this is what we're dealing with?
insulin.
Yes, that's in the name, blood sugar. The only way you're going to get a dangerous blood sugar spike is by consuming sugar.
So you just said dangerous blood sugar spike, so begging the question, is it dangerous? Because no, it's not. We've already covered that, haven't we? Okay, Paul Saladino actually woke up and came to his senses. It's about time you do. And all these other carnivores, okay? Sean Baker, Anthony Chafee, Ken Berry, the big names. They need to wake up. But they won't, because they've built an entire career on it. They built an entire career on saying, meat's good for you. LDL won't kill you. Even though it's found in every single plaque ever. And also people with hypercholesterolemia die from heart disease and get heart attacks that are filled with LDL in them. Yeah, it totally doesn't cause heart disease. Yeah, definitely not. They built a career on saying this stuff and justifying people's addictions to animal flesh, which you would gag at if you had to actually kill it and eat it in the wild. Should tell you something. And they're getting rich off of it because they're evil people. So they're not going to come to their senses. But you still have a chance, I think, but your arrogance and your hubris will get in the way. Guarantee it.
Okay, really when we say
Okay? Okay? Arrogant
Really, when we say sugar spike, we mean glucose spike. Fructose is metabolized a little differently and doesn't even stimulate insulin, hardly at all. And
It does actually indirectly by contributing to the production of glucose in the liver. This is someone that's supposed to know biochemistry. Why do you think that when Paul covered this, there was actually an increase in the HbA1c values on the mice that he showed, or the rats really, in the study that he cited, when they were consuming ad libitum fructose? It's because fructose is metabolized into glucose at the level of the liver. Wow. So already we're less than 4 minutes in and he's made a fool of himself. Give me a break.
raise blood sugar levels, and therefore doesn't really impact your A1C, Paul Saladino.
If you look at the
So he's citing the exact video that I'm talking about.
fructosamine assay, you see very clearly that the fructose-fed group sees a rise in the fructosamine assay.
Eddie, do you not understand that what you just showed on the screen was showing that the authors said that the fructose amidori products would react differently and won't directly affect the HbA1c value, but they can still indirectly affect it? Holy sh**.
But anyway, yeah, insulin is an anabolic hormone that raises one's propensity for storing fat. In fact, if
Oh my god, dude, we already know this, but if there's nothing for it to store because you aren't eating enough, because you're in a caloric deficit, you're not going to gain fat. Anyone who tells you that, oh, I counted my calories stringently and meticulously, and I didn't lose weight, they are literally lying to you, or they didn't know how to do it properly. That's the first law of thermodynamics. Eddie, you focused way too much on biochemistry, and which you still learned improperly, at the expense of physics, clearly. Okay? Learn some damn physics.
you have insulin in your body, you wouldn't store onto anything, you would waste away. Okay, we see this.
You know, there's other methods of the body storing fat, right? Not just insulin. We get your point, but still, okay? You can take away the thing that stores the stuff to lose fat, but you can also take away the stuff that it stores to lose fat. Eddie, holy sh**. It's really not this hard. It's not this difficult to understand.
One diabetics. Go on then.
Tweet very scary looking graphs on your For You page and the trend of influencers using
Yeah, it's fear-mongering. People do not understand that glucose is so essential that your body will tear its muscles apart to yield it if it doesn't get it exogenously. Stop. It's fear-mongering, and it's really sad to see these people spend hundreds of dollars on a CGM to do nothing for their health.
continuous glucose monitors. There's a lot of buzz right now about blood sugars and insulin. But very quickly, a little physiology lesson here to explain.
Tell us all about physiology, Abby. Tell us.
Yeah, she would I guarantee that she will get this right more than you get things right on your channel, Eddie. She's a dietitian. They are taught about carbohydrates. It's one of the major things they're taught about.
Every single iota of relevant physiology to this discussion here. Go ahead.
What all this means. When we consume a carbohydrate containing food, and also protein to some extent, but we're gonna keep it really super simple here, our body releases insulin to store that sugar in our liver, muscles, or in body fat, after which
No. The body
Yes, Eddie, that's literally what it does, okay?
not store sugar in adipocytes.
Oh, off. She meant that it converts it into fat. Are you really this pedantic and stupid? Frankly, you know what? I can't get through this. I can't do it. This guy really needs to shut down his channel, okay? It's really problematic. These people need to stop making videos entirely, and the more that people stand up against this nonsense, the more they will be discouraged from making such videos. I'm serious. But it needs to start somewhere. So if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, most importantly, don't subscribe to his Patreon and don't buy his book Contraindicated. Links to both of those in the description below. And also, most importantly, don't click on the link on the bottom of the screen, the Cerule Products link, which is a link that will bring you to a horrible site with horrible products from a horrible brand known as Cerule. If you purchase product through that link, you will get a permanent discount and permanent free shipping when signing up for monthly deliveries. And if you email him at eggookie14@gmail.com, you could probably learn how to earn those products for free. And who in the right mind would really want that because the products suck so badly in the first place? I heard that he actually has a video that elucidates these products, like who should take them, why you should take them, when to take them, etc., which in reality is why you shouldn't take them, or why you shouldn't buy them, but I would never buy those products at all. There's also another video in the description of his videos that talks about Cerule products in further detail, as well as the company of Cerule itself, which you would absolutely not want to support. And anyway, email him, actually, at eggookie14@gmail.com and send him a lot of hate, because frankly, these people deserve it. They need to be discouraged from uploading content on YouTube, like I said already. Join me next time when we react to someone else that is not as arrogant and doesn't have as large of a hubris as Edward A. Goeke on YouTube. So, till then.